What's up, YouTube? It's your boy SiNfull here, bringing you more Black Ops 3 talk today. Today we're going to be talking about competitive versus casual play and discussing some major key things about the difference between the two and how I kind of like both, but I prefer the former versus the latter. Starting off here in this talk, I want to talk about pubs versus league play. When I play public matches, they're just that, public matches. The past 4 or 5, 6 games of Call of Duty that have come out have all been about this whole matchmaking in public games to make it feel more competitive. While that was nice and all to push for the competitive side of Call of Duty, it's not what I want out of my public matches. I want my public matches to be public matches. I want to mix the really good try-hard players in with just the guys that are just trying to snipe the entire time or try to use a crossbow the entire time. I want that kind of variety in my games. You know, sure, I'm more on the side where I kind of sweat out a little bit more than others, but at the same time, it's a public match. I don't really care that much about it. And, you know, maybe it's time to start really dividing it to, you know, try-hard level, and then we got the casual level. You know, whatever, divide that line however you want, or just mix it all together, like I said. The competitive mode should always be your league play or ranked play mode. When you play it competitively, you want to play it like you're playing a GB. And Black Ops 2 did it right with league play. Ghosts and AW tried to replicate what Black Ops 2 did with league play, but to no avail at all. The reason league play was so successful in Black Ops 2 is that it didn't use your public match classes, and it used an entirely different ranking system for that. Entirely different matchmaking system. You had everything unlocked so you could make the classes and optimize them however you so felt without having to grind out through public matches, which is the biggest thing I hate in AW. I hate having to use my public. I hate having to not have everything unlocked for my league play, for my competitive play the way I want it to be. League play is the greatest blend ever. It's the greatest blend between competitive GBs and publics. You can still choose to play with randoms if you just want to up your own skill, or, you know, maybe pick up a few more competitive people if you have a team out there that you're really working on. You can pick up a few people through league play random matches. It's a really great way for teams themselves to kind of really situate themselves and get used to playing as a team, as a 4-man unit, which is, I can't be asked with AW to do that. And sometimes I get it. Sometimes in SiNfull Gaming we do actually play 6-mans a lot. We want to get as many people as we can. But, you know, maybe during Black Ops 3 I'll start dividing us up into 4v4s and stuff like that. You never know. The next thing I want to talk about is balance versus banning stuff. And I know what Treyarch's trying to do with their game. They really want to make it have that competitive edge to it, so they're going to balance as much as they can so it's all competitively viable. However, at the same time, there's going to be stuff that should just be left to the publics and just be left to casual gameplay. Like the noob tube, I think the noob tube is actually a pretty decent idea for competitive gameplay. You know, it's something that is on a lot of actual weapons in the real world, so why don't we have this on our weaponry in Black Ops 3? I've heard statements about it not being in Black Ops 3 at all and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, really, dude? It's been like a staple. It's been like the whatever you want to call it, the black hen or whatever the hell that phrase is. It's that thing that's been there that everyone hates, and whenever you get killed by it, you can't help but go, you filthy asshole. But it's something that's been there. And yes, it will be banned from competitive every single time because you can't make a noob tube competitive. It's so stupid when I see people try to make that argument towards it. There's nothing you can really do to make it competitive. I mean, I'm in my head right now, I'm thinking of ways you can make it competitive, and I just can't come up with anything. But yeah, there are always going to be weapons, gadgets, perks, equipment, all that just won't be used or won't be viable in a competitive sense, so they will either be banned or they won't even be touched. The SN6, I'll bring AW in as an example here. Jesus Christ, words are a struggle for me today. I'll bring the SN6 in as an example. In AW, you can definitely agree the top 2 guns are the BAL and ASM-1. The SN6, however, is a fairly decent submachine gun to use in comparison to the ASM-1. However, it will be beat out by the ASM-1 because the ASM-1 is there to compete with the other weapon, the BAL. If Treyarch really wants to make as much weapons competitive as possible, they're going to have a lot of work in their hands, and I can't wait to get my hands on the game and really test what will actually be competitive viable versus what Treyarch tried to make competitive viable. You know, I appreciate Treyarch for the effort, but at the end of the day, not everything's going to make it through the competitive filter that I call that. The last thing I really want to talk about is, and this ties in with the whole matchmaking in public matches. Well, my accent really kicked in there. Is Call of Duty trying to be a CSGO? Now, I haven't played much CSGO on the PC side, but everything I've heard about it, you know, you got a little bit of a casual market in there, but a lot of CSGO players are actually full-on competitive players. I know a lot of people that play CSGO to be ultra competitive. CSGO is the competitive game. They look at that, and you look at CSGO and you say, hey, where are your pubs? And they look at you and go, pubs? That's funny. And like, is COD trying to be a CSGO? That's the feeling I get when I hear the words matchmaking public matches. That's what I hear when I hear those two words. I immediately think CSGO. I immediately think, why are they trying to do something that's already been done when they should just stick with their two little things that they have? You got your publics and you got your competitive group. Your competitive group will never really mess with your public group, except for, you know, if they just want to take a load off for a while. So that is just a major topic I really want to make sure that I covered in this. Was I really feel like CSGO and COD are kind of rivals in this aspect, and COD is trying to outdo CSGO. CSGO will always outdo COD, I believe, in the competitive sense, because it is built for competitive. Call of Duty actually does cater more towards the casual market, and I really hope they continue with that demographic, because that brings in a lot of their money. And from a business standpoint, if they lost that casual side of things, it would go down the drain really quickly, and not a lot of people would play Call of Duty, because at the end of the day, Call of Duty really is actually more of a casual-sided game than it is a competitive game. They do lots of things to make it competitive, and I thank them for that, because I love my competitive games, but they have all the right let me rephrase that. They have all the right implications to be a competitive game, but at the end of the day, they need to focus solely on, they need to focus more on their casual side. Develop their casual side. Let the guys at MLG and all that balance out their competitive mode themselves. Sure, you can help them along by saying, yeah, we're going to make this gun competitive, and we want to make all these weapons viable competitive. We'll try our hardest on that. You can say stuff like that, but as a game developer, your main focus should be on your biggest audience, which unfortunately is not your competitive audience right now. There are a lot of people that are heading in that direction, and there's a lot of support behind it. There's a lot of money behind it, but at the same time, it's going to be your guy that just came home from a 9-to-5 job and just wants to chill and play his pubs, and he doesn't want to go try hard all the time. That's one thing I feel like a lot of us gamers really need to stop using the term try hard, because there is, at least in America, there is a lot of people out there. There are a lot of people out there that don't have the same mindset that us younger generation gamers have. The generation of gamers like I am, where we can actually sit there for hours and hours and hours on end and just grind out a multiplayer game and just destroy lobbies and have fun doing it. There's not a lot of people out there. There's more in lines. I'm talking more of the late 20s, mid 30s, early 30s, that kind of range. They're the guys that are just coming home from a long day work and they just want to sit down and play for an hour or two. You know, that's the kind of group of people that Call of Duty needs to focus a little bit more on if they really want to be successful in the future. Because if they don't focus on that group of people, they're going to lose a huge support for their market. And not a lot of people. Now, I'm talking in a really good aspect here. I got a good buddy of mine in Sin that does have one of those 9-to-5 jobs. He works a hell of a lot, and he does play CSGO. But he loves playing competitive CSGO. I'm talking more of the people that don't take gaming as seriously as we do. And us as gamers need to realize that not everyone's on our hardcore or pro level, so to speak, of gaming. There's more of a market out there for casual gamers, for the filthy casuals, as they call them. And I really hope gaming starts looking back and realizing that that's where they started, was the casual side. And we were never going to be we wouldn't be at this competitive, professional side, being able to call ourselves professional gamers, being able to call ourselves major league gaming and all that. We wouldn't have that if it wasn't for the initial drive from competitive people to really sit down and play more of the games, get more into the games. So we really have to thank the casual market for that. Either way, guys, this video is about 10.5 minutes long. I'm trying to make my videos shorter. I'm getting better at it. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe for more content, and always leave a comment. I try to read any and all comments that I possibly can, and I try to reply to as many as I possibly can. Either way, Fenrir, check in out.